Hello ladies and gentlemen, Fuzzfinger here, welcome back to Final Fantasy XII, weak mode of course, meaning our characters are stuck at their starting levels, and that actually increases the challenge quite substantially, as you might expect. So today we're going to be going for the Wraith Hunt, and we'll be continuing then on from today with a series of hunts before we continue on with the main story. So I hope you enjoy watching. If you do, don't forget to leave a like, and let's get on with today's episode. First things first, and I've just popped over to Lowtown, to the north of Lowtown, where we can speak to Milhar, who is the petitioner for this particular hunt. And there's a bit of a trick to taking down Wraith, because it can be a bit of a challenge, so I'll share that with you as we come to it. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and accept the hunt, of course, which is located in the Galamseath Waterway. So it's going to be our first time back into the Galamseath Waterway to actually take on some of the game's optional content. Every other visit we've been there for before has been for story content. So we're going to be making our way over there next. And because this is going to be for the optional content of the game, we can't go back through the door we went through before. We'll need to head over through the door on the right hand side. So pretty much the same as on our previous playthrough, there's nothing really new here. Right then, so here we are in the Galamseath Waterway, and the Wraith will spawn in this particular area when you first come down the stairs into the main room. So a couple of gambits that you're going to want to set up, I recommend, are gambits obviously for Phoenix Downs and potions, and this guy will like to cast Doom, so unless you have Remedy Law 3, which I don't have, then remedies aren't going to be able to fix Doom, and you're going to have to resurrect characters. But as long as it doesn't, kill everyone at once, which it's unlikely to, since it's a single target attack and you'd have to cast it pretty much one time after the other and hit everyone at once, then that's not going to be a problem. We'll just resurrect people. But also I recommend having antidotes, since this guy does like to poison your characters. And this is where I recommend making the fight easy by doing this. You're going to put silence on a gambit, and then we can turn it off. Or you can even cast silence manually. But this is going to disable all of the Wraith's abilities, apart from its Doom effect and its physical attack. But it's going to make it much more manageable throughout the rest of the fight. So I do recommend having the silence gambit. If you don't have the silence magic, then just check out my last video. I'll show you where in the Lusu Mines you can get it. And I think it's right towards the end of that video I show you how to get silence. But as long as you've got it, then this shouldn't be a big problem. So somewhere around here, there it is. This guy has 5,146 health. And we want to try and get silence off as soon as possible, really. So sadly, because of the level difference, it is possible for silence to miss quite regularly. But as you can see, there we go, we got silence off, which is what I wanted to see. So now what I'm going to do is something a little bit interesting. We're going to try the fire oil trick. So we can turn silence off. We can keep it on, it doesn't actually matter. So we'll put oil on. Oil is a green magic. And as long as that doesn't miss, nope, we're now going to go ahead and start casting fire. We can keep those on because they're not going to get cast while they're already on the enemy, even with throw any selected, which is obviously very useful to know. Although hopefully if you're playing through the weak mode, they're little tips that you should already be familiar with, quite frankly. So we might have to get ready to resurrect Balthea. He's the only one with Doom at the moment, though. And now we're doing 230 points of damage a hit with fire. So as you can see, that little trick is pretty useful. Since Bash is pretty useless here, I'm going to bring Varn in. And we're going to get him casting fire as well. So we'll select him up with fire. And what's a face? Fran is going to be able to keep oil up at all times. So that's not a big problem. And we're just going to select Phoenix down as well, just in case it's needed. There we go. And now with some massive fire attacks incoming, I'm hoping we should be able to make this fight without too much of an issue. And if oil, as I say, falls off, then Fran is automatically going to cast it again. And it looks like somebody's going to be dying from Doom soon. Is it Balthea first? Yes. Countdown of 4. So maybe we'll get the fight done before it finishes. We'll have to wait and see. So if you weren't playing on weak mode, you'd probably be okay just to weapon this guy down with melee and ranged attacks. But obviously, since our melee attacks are very weak, that's why we're using this fire technique. But it's worked. The Wraith has been vanquished. And we didn't even have a single death either. Well, not yet anyway. So we can make our way into the next room because we might be able to get to the save point and heal up before Doom actually activates here. That would be a bit of a bonus. Let's find out. Yeah. There we go. I can officially say we did that fight without any deaths. But guys, I'm going to finish things off here. I think we've done all we needed to do in this episode. I am just going to go and hand the quest back in first. We'll get our reward. There we go. So the NPCs are obviously very happy, of course. So just to confirm, the reason why we didn't get hit with poison throughout that battle, or sleep, because the Wraith can cast poison and sleep, is because we silenced this at the very start. So it does make a big difference being able to get that silence off. So there we go, we get some gauntlets as our reward, along with an ether and a bit of gil. And we have our next hunt completed. So I hope this episode's been helpful to you guys, and that you'll come back soon for more Final Fantasy XII week mode. So we'll see how challenging things get from here on out, because I'm already having to think outside the box a little bit, and that's only going to get worse, isn't it, as we go on. Alright then folks, well that's it from me. Take care, goodbye.